Hello and welcome back, or welcome if you're new. If you're new here, my name is Elena and I am the homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos. Here on my channel, we talk about everything from homeschooling to homemaking and all the things in between, including my planner. Today we're going to go in and plan for next week and just get it kind of set up. There's a lot of stuff that I want to kind of start tracking and looking further into. So let's get into this. If you're new here, you might not be familiar with my planner and the planner system that I'm using. I will link a video up in the cards for you so that you can, if you want to go back and take a little bit more deeper look into it, you can. But basically this houses my catch-all, a little like homeschool mini planner, and then a YouTube planner, and just a blank pages of some like notes and stuff in the back. For my catch-all, I have been using the Christian planner. It comes bounded in a book bound type situation, and I took it apart. Again, I have a video for that if you want to see how I went about doing that. But I took it apart and I punched it and put it in here. So it is bigger than a half page. This is actually last year's planner, and what I've been doing is going in and redating it. It starts with a Sunday start. I redate it. I date just the days of the week. So I make it a Monday through Sunday instead of Sunday through Saturday, and it lines up the actual dates. Went into this year saying that I wanted to just use up what I've had. I have a lot of planners and things like that, and I wanted to kind of give myself a very no to low spend week or year actually for my planner, and it's working out really well. The pages in between the weeks have these blank pages here that you can use for whatever. Sometimes I use them for brain dumps, sometimes I use them for meal planning, just whatever I need extra that month. So I'm going to start by redating it, just like I said, the Monday through. These are just some stickers that I had printed out and had cut up. I will link them if I remember where I printed them down below, because I can't always remember where I printed things out. Okay, so like I was saying, let me scoot you in a little bit more. I just go ahead and redate it, and I also want to be tracking a few more things this week. I was listening to this podcast and on gut health, and I have been like trying to fill my mind with more positive things, and we've just been going through like a cycle of things, and I don't want to get into it too much, but there's just been, sometimes I've noticed this cycle of stuff that happens, right? And I kind of want to dive in deeper and track what we're doing and what's happening and see if there's any correlation in between that. So I'm going to be tracking this week what I'm doing to take care of myself, as well as trying to stay on top of the regular household things. So this is kind of tricky because I don't really have a game plan of how I want to do this. I'm just going to kind of dive in and see where it takes me, I guess. This planner does come down here at the bottom. It has daily habit trackers, and there's 2, 4, 6 of them. And it does work out really well because that's quite a few of things to track on the weekly, you know, like 6 items, tracking them is plenty. So when I say that I'm going to track all the things, there's more things that I want to be tracking. I'm switching up my macros a little bit and my calorie goal, and so I want to have that in here because they're going to be new numbers. I've been struggling a little bit on getting my water in and just taking care of my body. I'm getting back into the phase where I'm not eating enough, and that I don't want to do that to my body. So anyways, I also have this really great printable. This is from Michelle Plans, and this is actually free printable. I believe you sign up for her newsletter, but it is a meal plan, and what I did was printed 2 to a page because my planner is bigger than a half page, and all of the other tabs I usually do half page size. So I just printed 2 to a page, and then I'm going to cut them. But these I really liked because they have room for your macros. So hopefully you can see that. I just printed it on regular copy paper, so that's why there's the bleeding through on the back side of it. So she has a clock here. If I'm assuming maybe if you want to put what time you eat your meals at, and then breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, snack, and then a column for your meals here, and then carbs, fats, protein, and calories, and then a little check mark, I guess, if you hit your goal, and then a room for totals, and then here on the side is a grocery list. So I'm gonna put this in between in my weeks here. This I am hoping will help me track the high and low days that I have, because as I've mentioned before on the channel, I do cycle through macros. Ideally I would have 3 high days and 4 low days. Oh, sorry, let me switch back. Okay. This is shaping up to be a hot mess. My battery died, and then I changed the battery, and then that one died. And so, yeah. Anyways, these are free printables. I have cut them down. I don't think they're quite A5 size. I also, like I said, I just printed 2 to a page. I didn't set the margins up correctly. So I'm gonna hole punch them in here and hope that they fit, because I can't find my single hole punch. So I can't line it up that way. So let's see if maybe these will work. But I think these are gonna be really great for helping me track and plan out my my new macros. And then because it's not always the same thing that I'm eating that my family is, because I've been doing a lot more meal preps for myself personally, I think this will work out great for me to kind of get back into the groove of tracking and knowing what I'm tracking. If you haven't seen the intro to my little weight loss new series, or what I'm doing with that, because things are switching up with that too, I will link the intro to that for you if you're interested. But I think these will line up. Whoops. Yeah. They'll line up, and it'll work out great for me because they're shorter, and so I can just kind of use it like a Dutch door. And then, like you saw, I snipped through, so I'm able to pull it out if I wanted to glance at the week or whole thing. So I'm going to leave this for now, because this is where I will track my macros in. So I think what I'll do is write down what my numbers are here for a low day and a high day. And then that way I'll have that here, and then here I will mark if I hit that or not, which days are ending up being low days versus high days. So I'm going to set that to the side. The other things that I do want to track, like I was saying, it does have these great habit trackers here. And what I have been writing down to track is my morning, if I was having water first and kind of getting some reading time in, and then if we were getting any quiet afternoon time, and then if I was doing like an evening type journal, evening routine type thing. And then I was also tracking if I had enough water for me. I do not advocate drinking a gallon a day just across the board. I think that it's going to depend on it's going to depend on different things. The general rule that I think works for people, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, this is what I kind of have, this is just my conclusion and my opinion that I've come to after years of looking into these things and stuff. You take your body weight in pounds, and then you cut it in half, and then that would be the number of ounces you'd want to drink. For instance, if you weigh 200 pounds, you would want to aim to have 100 ounces of water as a general rule. If now you are sweating a lot more, if it's summertime months and you work construction and you're outside, or if you are starting to exercise more frequently, then you may need more water, versus in the winter when you're not sweating as much or you're not as active, and you just don't need maybe that much water, then you can probably go a little bit less than that. But that kind of gives you a guideline, I guess. And so that's what I try to do. I try to drink half my weight in water. And so I was putting that down. And then I think that other things was if I worked out and if I was taking my vitamins. So all of those are great, and that's stuff that I think that I should be tracking or it was working out well for me, but quite honestly, I'm getting really lazy on it, and there are other things that I want to make sure that I'm doing. So I think I'm going to make all of down here kind of a tracker system for me. And I think the first thing that I want to do or track is something that is not fun or exciting at all, but I was having zones. So I had these little like cleaning zones that I was doing throughout the day, rather than trying to clean the entire house at one time. I just had 1 or 2 spaces that I was saying, this is where I want to clean and this is what we're going to concentrate on today. And then like 1 load of laundry. So either my darks or my towels or my lights, you know, that type of thing. I'm going to leave Sunday blank because I do like to have Sunday as a day of rest for us, but I'm going to use these 2 first lines here for cleaning. And this planner does have it sectioned off where it said day here and then night. And so I'm just going to use this to kind of cover up that. And then I'm just going to divvy it up. So Mondays after the weekend goes through, I honestly like to start in my kitchen because that feels like a whirlwind has gone through. So I'm going to go in and clean up the kitchen, and then I'll go through the rest of the week and be like, okay, today is a good day. We're going to tackle the rooms, or we're going to tackle the living room, and on and on and on and so forth. So that's what's going to go there. And then down here at the bottom is where I'm going to put the load of clothes that I need to do. And then what I was doing down here at the bottom, what I have been doing these last few weeks is writing down our meal plan for my family. Since mine is going to be on a separate list, I actually think that I am going to continue on with that. And so how I write that is just breakfast, lunch, dinner. I am a homeschooling mom, so my kids eat all their meals unless we're going out here at home. And so I do plan out breakfast, lunch, and dinners. I was originally way back when just meal planning dinners, but I found that I was like just grocery shopping for dinners. I would not have enough food for breakfast and lunch. And so a few years back, I've decided to make a plan for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It doesn't mean that we have something different every day, and it also doesn't mean that we eat what's on the meal plan. Sometimes we'll switch it up, but at least I have a game plan for it, and I know that I should have the ingredients for it. Okay, now here's where it might get a little tricky for me because I'm not sure how I want to track this. I think what I'll do is take this one that she's sleeping. Is that cute? And I don't normally track my hours slept, but that's going to be something I think that I should be tracking. How many hours I actually slept. And I think I'm going to put that down here in the habit trackers because I can just write the number of the hours I slept versus just check marking it. I'm going to physically write in, 6, 8, whatever in the little boxes here for my hours slept. And then I also want to I've gotten really lazy on brewing our kombucha, and that is a fermented tea. If you don't drink it, we make our own. But like I said, I've gotten really lazy on doing it, and I want to make sure that I'm drinking that. So I want to remind myself to actually brew the kombucha. I have these little stickers that I made way back when, just like in Google Docs. It's just a little mason jar, and I wrote in it brew kombucha, and then I have another one with little bottles that say like to fridge, because when you brew kombucha, you can do a second ferment if you want to know. You can do a second ferment, and that's when the flavoring goes in. And so that's when you put it in the fridge. So that is something that I want to do first thing. So I'm just going to put that little reminder down for myself. The other thing that I have been doing is really trying to get my workouts in. And so I'm going to put down my workouts on here because I want to make sure that I am doing them, that I'm getting all the workout days in that I want to. I actually think I'll use this one. There's some, you can see that I really love this book because I have used a ton of these stickers up. She has, though, at the front here, these little ones, and then she has some just like this. So I think these might work too. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I usually do strength training. Thursday, I have been trying to do cardio, but lately I have been switching it up because our weeks have gotten a little busier. Honestly, busier than I like. So it's just been a little weird. It's been a little bit chaotic, and I need to reel that back in for myself. So now I've got my exercise, I've got my cleaning areas, I've got my meal planning situation sort of at least started. I understand that I want to get kombucha brewed so that I can be working on my gut health as well. There was, oh, water. I want to track water. I think more, I want to see how much water I'm actually drinking in a day. So we've got these little water intake here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oh, 8. So I think what I'll do is I'll put these on daily, and then each little droplet will be the equivalent to 10 ounces for me, because I should have like, I think it's like 70 ounces of water or something like that is what, but I keep my goal at 75. Oh, that's crooked anyways. Oh my gosh. If nothing else, I hope that it makes you feel better about your planning, because yours is probably not the hot mess express that mine is. But let's get these stickers down and see how that comes out. Oh my Lanta. Lady, get it together. What can I use as a guide? Deep breaths. Okay. You know what? It's just going to be what it is. It's not going to, it's, yeah. That's how it's going to be. Oh my gracious. Okay, these are so crooked on there, but I'm going to do my best to ignore it because I don't have time to try to make it perfect. I probably do have time, but that's not where I want to spend my time today, is trying to make those absolutely perfect. Okay, so what else did I want to, oh my gosh, that is really going to irk me all week long. I'm going to try not to look at it. What else though do I want to track? There are a couple things that need to be done throughout the week that just need to be done. I need to have, I have my Monday meetings with my kiddos, and Monday meetings are where we sit down together and we talk about what's going to come up in the week for homeschool, and just kind of everything that's going on in our week, so they know what's coming up. So I want to make sure. I want to make sure that we do that on Monday, and then we kind of have a recap. We were doing as of like a Friday recap, but that's been really lately super casual, and we just kind of chatted when we have time. Oh, the other thing that I want to kind of pay attention to is, am I spending any time like, so I mentioned that in the evening I was trying to figure out kind of I guess you could say an evening routine, but I was trying to figure out, I've been reading a lot more, and I like reading. It works as kind of a little bit of rest time and me time. It kind of works as a little bit of an escape too. And so I want to have a place where I can mark down if I'm getting some reading in. I know I had, let's see what's in here. This book is just like printables and random stickers I purchased and cut out in here. So let's see if I have anything in here. That will work, like these little book stacks. These book stacks are from Planner Deli. Planner Deli? Yes, Planner Deli. I'll try to link it. Like I said, I'll try to link as much as I can down below. Actually, now that I've done that, I'm just gonna take one of these and we're gonna do the same thing that I did with the hour slept. I'm gonna put this down and I'm just gonna mark down if I got to read that day, and then if I want to put the time, I can mark it here in the boxes. So let's do that, and then I'll put these away for another time. The other thing that I need to be tracking is the money that is getting spent. I want something where I can write down daily if we spent money, so that I can see it and kind of keep it better at the forefront of my mind. So I think what we need to do is really hone in and watch every penny that is going out. As it is, we already do. We're pretty careful with our spending, just so we can make sure our bills are being covered and things like that. Like, as you see, I don't even get to, that's a terrible way to say it. I don't get my nails done. I very rarely get my hair cut. So money, we're already like, we've gone down on expenses as much as we can. But anyways, just, money. If you want to hear more about our budgeting and how we go about it, I do have an older video on our budget binder. I will link that if you want to see it. But it needs to be updated. That system worked really well for us. But it needs to be updated. And I also, since I'm in this book daily, I want to be looking at it a little bit more daily, I guess. So I'm going to put these little dollar signs here on the sign, one for every day of the week. And then if I spend something, the idea is I will mark it down here. So that way we can kind of keep track of the money that's going out. And I think that's it. That's where I'm going to stop for now. This is kind of all I'm thinking that I want to track. I'm going to take it through and see how it works, and then kind of fill it in throughout the week with the different things that we have to do. And as things come to my mind, I'll fill it in a little bit more. I may or may not put in like the other things I was tracking here, my vitamins and things like that, because I'm tracking so much this week. Like I said, I may or may not fill that in. But that's going to do it for me this week. Thanks so much for hanging out with me and kind of getting some of this out onto paper. It really helps my mind when I can put pen to paper and see what's happening in my life, and kind of put the pieces together, so I can see like, oh, well, I didn't sleep enough hours that day, and look, the next 2 days I wanted to skip my workout, or my anxiety went through the roof because I didn't have my vitamins for 3 days, or whatever it is. But anyways, again, thanks so much for hanging out with me and watching. I would know this was a little bit of a hot mess express. If you've been around, it happens. I'm just a real person, and it doesn't always all come together. Can relate, leave me a little heart emoji down below. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for being a subscriber and being a part of our little YouTube family. And if you're not, what are you waiting for? There's plenty more inspiration amongst the chaos here for you. Click that subscription button along with the bell notification so you don't miss any of our fun videos and kind of hot mess express things here going on. And if you haven't heard today, you are extremely and deeply loved and truly, truly appreciated. Thanks again for watching.